Welcome to writingalong.com. Today's episode is all about emotional versus emotionless writing. And don't let the connotation of emotional get you caught up in this idea that, oh, it must mean it's some sappy thing. No, I just mean containing human emotion, containing this element that people experience in their own lives. You don't have AIs reading your books or your writings. Maybe someday, but you're not writing for them right now, I would assume, if you're watching this. So, clear distinction between the two. Emotional writing is usually very representing of an author who's not afraid to communicate what is going on in their heads. And it doesn't necessarily pertain, like, you don't have to have this very clear sense of identity of who you are. Very few people do at different points in their lives. So, you might think you have it at some point and then it changes and moves, right? So you don't need to put the weight of the world on yourself for that. But you do just kind of need to tune into that part of yourself, that searching part, and let that speak through your words. And if you heard that, I am recording this on top of a piano, a little toy piano, and we're not going to let that stop the video. Motionless writing continues on this kind of theme of it's almost selfish, but it's also scared. Emotionless writing it's fearful. And if you are writing often and you're getting these stories out, these chapters out, maybe you're trying to write short stories or anything, and you see it reflected back and you're like, I'm not really feeling anything, and you show it to people and they don't really feel it either. Take a look inside yourself. You might be seeing your own fear on the page. And fear of what, David? What are you talking about? Again, writing is such a personal experience. You're going to encounter things that are unavoidable. And this is a part of your own self-discovery as a writer and as a person. So you deserve to be aware of this. You should be aware of this if you're going into your writing. I can clearly tell when a writer isn't really being open in the way that they should be, and it just comes off as very not even interesting to read. Like, I don't want to read it, and the person who's showing it to me probably has a sense of that too. You're not doomed as a writer if you're stuck in that loop. I'm telling you, it really is just that simple sometimes. I really think a lot of these writers who get stuck at this, oh, my writing feels emotionless, are really just not letting themselves go on the page. They think that there's something to lose, which is every single time there's nothing lost. If a word is meant to leave your brain and go onto the page, it was supposed to. You may not like the way it looks, but give your brain some credit. It's gotten you this far in your life to where you are right now watching this video. I don't know how old you are, where you're at in your life. You're alive. You're hearing me talk, and your brain got you there. Give it some credit, and also give it that respect it deserves, which is to say, hey, maybe it's telling me something. Maybe I shouldn't just get frustrated that, oh, my writing it's not where I want it to be. Maybe I'm just not a good writer. No, I've seen people who are not good writers are people who don't care about writing. They're people who don't want to write, and therefore they just neglect that side of themselves and let it just kind of be something they never really have to utilize or use. And that's okay. I mean, I'm sure they live great, fulfilling lives, but as a writer, there's something speaking through you, and you want to give it a voice. You want to give it that kind of acknowledgement within you. And in order to accomplish that, again, it really just requires you to listen to what the page is telling you. Yes, you're writing for an audience. Yes, you're writing for readers. But a little bit of you is writing for yourself. Even when you get to the point where your writing is full of all this emotion you want it to have, it's everything you want it to be, there's still little messages in there just for you that this inside your head is trying to show you back. It's trying to teach you. And more on that sense of your identity, your path in your own life. It's all interconnected. Writing becomes your associate. It becomes your comrade, your friend. Listen to it. You would listen to something are someone that's important, right? Now, sometimes you might ignore the things that are important to you, not because you want to, but just out of habit, out of some kind of developed, uh, unintentional action that is just repeated and repeated and repeated. So again, with writing, it's it's significant to you if you're dedicating any amount of time to it. Start treating it that way. And even that in itself, are you neglecting other things in your life that are supposedly very important to you? And this isn't a self-development channel per se. That's not the brand. That's not the entire message of it. The core of it is writing. But you'll see just how tied writing is into your entire life. It's not isolated. I repeat this in not every single video, but I should repeat it in every video because it's that important. Writing will teach you. Writing will guide you. Writing will be there for you. It's going to show you the things that other people can't show you. It's going to listen to you when you don't have a room full of listeners. It's going to be the one to work with you through things that otherwise someone else wouldn't have the patience for, nor should you expect them to have it. Writing is that core to your life. And if you find your writing is emotionless, maybe you're being emotionless to it. Treat it as dynamic, treat it as alive because it is. Other people are writing. There's a difference here. Who writes? Living people or dead people? Living people. You don't see any dead people still writing books. Yeah, they might get released under their name if it's unpublished material, but they're not still, they don't have a pen, they don't have a typewriter that they're going at, a keyboard. No, you're alive right now, and so is writing. Talk to it like it is. Interact with it like it is too. And you're not insane for doing this, okay? It's like it's not abstract or anything. It's just a simple concept. It's a craft. It's an art. And you're being a part of it. You're being its friend. It's being your friend. And if you can honestly write out your emotions, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's going through your head at any given point in time. You could be just something on your phone notes. It could be anywhere. It could be just on a text document on your desktop, sticky notes. Who cares? But be honest. You don't have to share it with anyone. And what you're going to see is as you do that, not in years, not 15 years from now, not after I've lived some more and maybe then it'll come to me. No, I mean tonight, tomorrow, right now. You're going to see what writing does for you. It comes around, it comes back. It doesn't leave you stranded, it doesn't leave you hanging. It's there for you. And the words are going to come to your brain and you're going to read what you wrote and you're going to say, wow, you might not say you're a good writer depending on your personality type. You might shoot everything down you do, and no matter if it's good or not, you're just going to be like, oh, I don't know, this sucks. Or you might just be the total opposite and just say, this is amazing, this is the greatest thing to grace the earth. Or you might be living in two extremes, as writers often do, right? You might be thinking 1 second, not 1 minute, not 1 day, oh, this is great, and the next, this sucks. Within a span of 5 minutes, you've gone on a roller coaster that if you put that on a screen, it would just look like heart palpitations that are deadly. Like it's a frequency. And you experience it as a writer sometimes. But the fact is, one constant that you can keep for yourself is that your writing will contain your own authentic, original, and experienced/lived emotion, which inherently is unique to you. People always say, I want my own style. I want to sound original. I want to sound like myself. It's not that hard. You already have it. You don't have to sit in a room of darkness, emptiness, and just shut yourself out from everything and be like, I've got to be original. I've got to bring something that the world has never seen before. I've got to find that. It's already there. I promise you no one else has lived your life exactly no matter what narrative you subscribe to in terms of how the world works, in terms of what the stuff around you really is, philosophically, spiritually, religiously, it's non-discriminatory. No one else is you in the very real sense. So you don't have to worry. There's certain nuances, there's certain details, and your emotion is a key ingredient of that. It's one of the most prominent. It might not be the most important one superficially. You might not think it is. You might think it's the words I use, and or it's how long my chapters are, and whether I hit these important plot points, and whether I'm following the right path and outline for it. You wouldn't know what it is if someone who hasn't learned it from someone else, someone who hasn't heard it before and seen it work for myself and has seen it work for others. None of this stuff is, same here. None of this stuff is never heard before writing advice. No, this is it. This is what gets passed down. This is writing being alive right before you, right now, right as you're listening to this. Your emotion is that ingredient in your writing that is missing, that is limiting how well you can express yourself through it. And you don't have to go searching for it. You don't have to go to the mountains of the Himalayas to seek it out. No, let it out on the page. Let out your own emotions on the page and see how writing treats you just as well. See how when you see writing as this important thing and you treat it that way, it'll treat you that way too. And it'll give you all the words. It will give you everything you need to get started and continue writing what you want to write and how you want to write. Check out this guide I have. I have it on my website, writingalong.com, how to write a book in 30 days. You can go ahead and click the link. It's in the description, but if you visit the website, it's a completely free guide. I don't make a dime off it, but I want to help a lot of writers out there write their books, not start them and not finish them, but really know what it takes to get from one side to the other end, because it is one of the most fulfilling and joyful things you can ever do. And it's something you can do for yourself, which is even greater. I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in today. Have a great day.